Hey guys, welcome back to another Let's Talk Pretty Paranormal. I've already done my makeup, so obviously I'm not going to be doing it on camera like I did with my last Let's Talk Pretty Paranormal, but I will insert the makeup clips here. I'll show you how I done it right now. Okay, now that you've seen a little bit of how I done that, this eye look not for Halloween, but for the month of October. I hope you enjoy that look. I don't know, maybe try it, and if you try it, let me know. Okay, there might have to be a part 2 to this story that I'm going to tell you. It's going to be out of the book that is called This Haunted Southland. That's what this book is called. And the story that I'm going to be reading you is called The Singing River. Okay. Now, if I get cut off, there'll be a part 2 in the next Let's Talk Pretty Paranormal. I'll finish. How about that? Okay. Alright, The Singing River. Is it possible that there are lost Indian tribes who went to live beneath the water? Late summer and autumn are the times when the mysterious music of the Pascagoula River is heard most often, and those who have listened to it remember it forever. Some say it is a soft humming sound, others hear the strains of music so beautiful that it is unearthly. Those who have heard it most clearly have been out in a boat on the river itself rather than the bank, and have heard the strains of the music begin gently around them and then swell louder and louder. They were caught up and carried along by the power and beauty of the strange melody, which yet contained a prevailing note of sadness. Located on US 90 between Biloxi, Mississippi and Mobile, Alabama, the river is named for the Pascagoula Indians who lived along its banks, and for many years a variety of legends has attempted to explain the music. One of the best known of these legends is the story of the romance between Princess Anola, who was betrothed to the chieftain of the warlike Biloxi Indians, and young Altama, son of the Pascagoula chief. The tribe of the Pascagoula was known for their friendly, peaceful ways, and unlike some of the other Indian tribes, war never became a pastime with them. Although not as warlike as some, they did not escape that desire for vengeance which started so many Indian wars and even destroyed Indian tribes. The Pascagoulas held their feasts, their rhythmic dances, their burial ceremonies, as did all the Indians, but for the most part they were content to cultivate the ground with their primitive hooked wooden sticks, planting corn and beans and living in relative peace with their neighbors. Okay. War was far from the minds of Anola and Altama when they first came upon each other in the forest near the Pascagoula village. Altama was quietly fishing in the river when he first heard something more than the normal sound of the water. It was the voice of a girl singing softly and blending with the noises of the forest and stream. Altama searched the woods all around him but could find no one. Then he gazed up through the branches of the tree right over his head, and there, perched among the highest limbs, was a lovely girl. He beckoned to her to come down, and the two spent the balance of the afternoon sharing each other's thoughts and dreams. It was the first of many meetings, and Altama soon convinced the girl to marry him. So that sounds like a little bit of a, not Disney story, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, did this really happen? Because as far as I'm aware, different Indian tribes had different languages, I thought, and so unless where they were so neighboring, maybe they learned each other's. I have no idea. But anyways, so one day she left the village of her father and was welcomed warmly by the people of Altama, who immediately began to busy themselves preparing the elaborate wedding feast ordered by Altama's father. On the afternoon before the day of the feast, a lone Pascagoula brave was out hunting some distance from the village when he heard the sound of voices talking in the Biloxi tongue. He concealed himself well and stood watching while hosts of Biloxi braves in war regalia stole quietly past him, traveling in the direction of the Pascagoula village. It was not hard for the hunter to guess what their objective was: vengeance upon the Pascagoula for the loss of their angry chieftain's betrothed. The hunter returned speedily to his tribe with news of the impending disaster. For those whom the Biloxi did not kill, they would surely take as slaves. Altama volunteered to go out alone to meet the Biloxi and offer himself to them in attempt to save the village, but the other braves would not allow him to do this. Soon the scout they had sent out to confirm the hunter's story returned. He brought news of many Biloxi warriors on the march, far outnumbering the Pascagoula braves, warriors who would soon descend with warlike screams and cries upon the villagers. A brief council was held, and the people chose between death and slavery at the hands of the Biloxi or another alternative, the waters of their beloved river. They made their decision, and gathering along the banks, the old people and children began to walk out into the dark stream. They were followed by the braves chanting a death song, and behind them walked Altama and Enola, who embraced and then plunged beneath the swift flowing waters. When the Biloxi arrived, they found burning campfires and preparations for an elaborate wedding feast. But all was deathly still, nor was there any sign of man, woman, or child anywhere about. It was a strange scene, and there was something eerie about it, even seasoned warriors found themselves tiptoeing about, looking in the doorways of the small cabins, staring at the smoking meat and warm vessels of food suspiciously, if not fearfully. After making certain no one was there, they left, much mystified. From that day on, stories have been told of the singing river and of the people who chose death rather than slavery. The rippling, poignant songs of the river have been heard down through the years and continues to puzzle those who seek to explain everything by the laws of science. Interestingly enough, this is only one of a number of Indian stories of strange sounds coming from rivers and other bodies of water. The white man dream of lost cities which continue to exist below the water, and the Indian appears to have dreams buried deep in his memory of lost tribes and warriors who went to live beneath the water. Many of their stories mention songs of sadness or revelry, still heard by those who are fortunate and perceptive enough. As modern man considers building cities on the ocean floor, one sometimes wonders whether in the dawn of mankind men are able to live underwater as well on land, and whether these legends dredged up from the dim recesses of men's minds are really remnants of his prehistoric past. In any event, if you visit the Pascagoula River in the late summer or autumn, you may be one of those who will hear the weird plaintive song of the water, and then you can decide what it is and why it is there. Okay, so we made it through that whole story, thank goodness. So my thoughts very quickly on this is Indians are spiritual people. Whether or not they can go in a river and you know, kill themselves and then remain there with their songs is hard to what's the word I'm looking for? It's hard to make evident. I mean, like, what if it's just the way the river's flowing and the rocks and the wind and all of it combined is just making this sound where you're like, the Indians are singing again. I don't know, but it could be. You never know. We don't know how that side works. I mean, well, let me rewind. So I'm Christian and I know how I feel that side works. It only does at certain times. And does it talk about the Indians? I mean, do you have a problem with Indians? I don't know. I have a feeling that click lets me know that it don't like the story I'm telling. I don't know. Anyways, it's just weird. Like, it just comes out of nowhere. And I've been sitting here for a while, like, why? If anyone has thoughts on that click, let me know in the comment section, because I don't know. But yeah, my thoughts on that is very, I really don't know. If anyone is down in the Mississippi area and Mobile, Alabama, and you want to go to this river, go and see if it sings to you. And if the Indians say, hey, we're still here, we singing because this whole thing we were doing got destroyed, and we were very happy until that other tribe come and, you know, pushed us to kill ourselves. And so they were peaceful Indians. I guess they didn't believe in war and fighting, so they didn't want to do that. And they, you know, whether this is a true factual event that happened in history, I don't know. Evidently it is, but the romance story of it is kind of like, reminds me of the Titanic situation. You know, we had the Titanic that actually happened, but Rose and Jack, that love story was just made up. You know, sorry if anyone out there believed that was a true story, but it's not. I think most everybody knew that it's not. I'm just saying. I don't mean to destroy your dreams if you thought it was real. But it wasn't real. And so that's what I feel like is going on in this situation. But like I said, I don't know. I don't know. I find it very interesting, considering it's kind of a paranormal event. The river sings, and it sounds like the Indians singing, so who knows? But if you ever go, or if I ever go, I'll let you know. I'll film it. If you ever go, let me know in the comments. If you've heard of this story, let me know in the comments. And if you've heard it for yourself, let me know in the comments. If you've been at a river and you have experienced something similar to this, let me know in the comments. And then tell me what river, and if there was any legend as this behind that river. It'd be interesting to know. It would be. But I think that's all I'm going to do, because that's the end of the story. But happy October. We're going to keep going with this 31 days piece of Lent. This 31 days of Halloween. I'm going to try to keep this going. I've been doing it. I'm going to keep going. So, as always, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this. Comment down below all of your thoughts so I can read them. And if you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. If you want to, you don't have to, but it's much appreciated. And I guess until next time, Bye! By the way, I didn't give you an up-close look of this eye look. So here's your up-close view of this eye look. Okay, what do you think? What do you think? Oh, focus. There we go. So there you go. It's just a mixture of a kind of a greenish color with a blue undertone eyeshadow, the green sparkle gold, and then a lighter shade. I can put the colors of these eyeshadows in the comments below. Or not in the comments. What the freak? I'll put them in the video. Anyways, bye. This time, for real. Bye.